but this is not, Zainab, I don't, it is because of the price, but it's for other reasons. Actually, in the 50s, aluminum was more expensive than wrought iron. It's not just that, it was considered to be luxury. And in order to have a door, I mean, you could choose between aluminum and wrought iron. In that particular case, in luxury residential buildings, the choice was immediately made and oriented toward aluminum. Not because it's cheaper at all. I mean, this happened later, this predilection or this choice of aluminum because for a certain facility. But in the 50s, it wasn't that. In the 50s, no. The reason why aluminum was chosen was related to the new material and the most expensive one. This appreciation of transparency, less ornaments, gradually ornaments disappeared from the design in general. Yet there is also another moment as well. I mean, there's this moment of the mid-1950s or late 1950s in general, where ornaments were used mainly in the suburbs and not in luxury residential buildings of Beirut. There's another moment as well, which is the Second World War, where metal that was important from Europe has been shaken by 4 years of crisis, or even more than 4 years, 4 or 5 years of crisis. And in buildings design in that period, we can see that metal work was avoided. You could see parapets only of some buildings without any ornamentation or without any metal work at all. And metal work was reduced only to some elements in the buildings, and that was related to that period. So it's not just about the actors themselves, it's also about other historical facts that we can analyze and think about. Yet what happened in the 80s, probably in Ankara and in Turkey in general, was somehow reflected in Lebanon, could have been reflected in Lebanon, but it wasn't, because of a different story. Since I mentioned the aluminum, and most of the expensive residential buildings of Beirut use aluminum in the entrances, with the eruption of the Lebanese War in 1975, that stayed till 1990, there was a need of protection. And this is when we went back to the use of wrought iron again, not necessarily ornamented, but it was always added to entrance halls and to existing aluminum elements. So I think the story is not very different in that period of time. There was a return to wrought iron back then, but in the other way around.